I was just like, this is a phenomenal woman and a formidable woman. You have grown more than I think anyone I've ever met in a decade. So it really shows you've worked on yourself. You have this hit one-woman show that is phenomenal. You are coaching. You've got a lot of clients. You started a family. You got married. You have a child.
Yeah.
Then all that's a whole nother story. And you've come. When I met you, you were in a lot of pain through something that happened to you in your personal life, and you have come through it like with bells and whistles. So I'd love for you to start with what your story is, growing up, what happened, and then through to forgiveness.
Great. Well, let's see. Well, first of all, it is true. You are one of the people who have really witnessed me in my darkest time, in thinking back about how we met after you asked me to be here. I thought, oh my God, Lisa was with me through the darkest time in my life. A dark time where I wasn't hiding, because really before I went to the University of Santa Monica, where we met, I was in a dark place, but I was also hiding myself and isolated, so no one really knew what I was going through. I wasn't really showing myself. When I was out, I had a mask on, and I'm sure I had a bit of that on at USM too in the beginning for sure, but I was thinking, wow.
Okay, so I would love to hear about your journey, about where you started your family life and your journey on.
Okay, from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning with forgiveness.
Okay, so, and just going back a little bit to when we met. So, when I was invited to do this after we reconnected a few months ago, I just thought about the fact that you know me in a way that in some ways no one else knows me, except for who was on that project team really at the University of Santa Monica, because I was in so much pain, and I'll talk about that in a minute of why I was. But before I went to that school, I was isolating myself and feeling so damaged inside, and so like I would be alone for the rest of my life. And when we were in that project team together, I was trying to get out of it. It was like I was like someone who was drowning, and I needed to get out, kind of like how. And so what brought me to that place is that in 1995, my father, whom I adored, I really was daddy's little girl in many ways, and my mother, who was my best friend, a quirky bohemian artist, really kind of like my most daring best friend, my father shot and killed her. And then within a month moved in with my aunt, my mother's sister. And my brother and I have different fathers. It was my father who killed our mother. And in essence, my brother and I had a huge rift because of it, because I was in denial. I couldn't believe that my father did this, even though all the facts pointed to it. Really emotionally, I couldn't handle losing my father as well as my mother in that one night. So here it was just a few years after that, and I was starting to come out of my hiding and searching for a way to no longer be a victim to my life. And so when I met you all those years ago, I was working my process. I was learning, why did this happen to me? And not only why, shifting from why did this happen to me, which is a question that keeps you, or keeps me, I'll talk for myself, in pain and in the past, to, okay, now that this happened, how can I really, what the question really was? How can I ever love again? That was really my question inside. And it was, how can I ever be loved again? And how can I love again? And so that's where I was, and I learned the tools I needed to, in addition, doing the inner work. And then, because I was an actress, I started writing about my family, and not even intending it to be a one-person show, and that's where the healing started.